Welcome to GivEnergy support. In this video I'll show you how to update the firmware on your GivEnergy battery system manually. For this all you will need is a machine that runs either Windows or Apple OS X, so you can transfer a file from a USB-A drive from that machine to the drive, and then we'll plug it back into the system and continue the firmware update. The USB drive is inside the battery unit itself, so you won't need one of those unless you have the all-in-one battery system, and then you will need a USB-A drive. Please note that this system should only be updated by competent personnel. The first thing to do is to isolate the battery, the DC isolation switch. Do that now. Then turn the battery itself off. Hold the on-off button down until all the lights go off and you'll hear a beep. Double check that the lights are still out, unbolt the battery panel, 4 or 6 of them depending on which battery we're talking about, and then be careful removing the panel as the green-yellow earth cable will be still attached. The location of the USB drive on the 2.6 and 5.2 kWh battery is here, and on the 8.2 kWh battery and 9.5 it's in this location. If GivEnergy support have emailed you the file, then please put that attachment into the downloads folder on your machine. If you've watched the how to update your firmware via the portal video and that's failed and that's brought you to this one, then that's the only way the download button will appear on the portal if the firmware update has failed. As I said in that video, please click the retry update at least once. More often than not, it will work the second time, but if it doesn't, then click download, and then after that, this will appear, and essentially just click download again. Then put the file into your downloads folder if it's not already there by default, and we can begin the process of transferring it onto the USB pen. Now we have the files, go to this PC, then go to your downloads folder where we put the firmware file, the zip file that we either got via email from GivEnergy or from the portal. Right click on that file and then click extract all. It will look like this if you have Windows 10. Again, just extract all. Tick the box if it isn't already for show extracted files and click extract. A window should pop up like this. Double click on the folder, and that is the firmware file that we need. There's only one for batteries, there are 2 for inverters, so I'm just going to put that to one side. And then I want to go back to this PC on the other window and plug the USB drive into the machine. It may automatically pop up, it may not. Right click on the USB drive and click format. Now this is very important. You have to use a USB pen drive that is lower than 4 GB in capacity. If you don't have this, you'll have to partition a larger pen drive, so it's got, let's say, a 2 GB partition, because the file system we need, and this will only come up if your pen drive is small enough, is FAT or FAT16. In this case it says FAT default. Once we've done that, make sure quick format is ticked and click start. Click OK. That will only take a second or two. Click OK again and you can close that window. We now have a FAT16 partition USB drive, so double click on that. It should be empty, that's good. And then go back to the downloads folder where we have our firmware file and just drag it over to the USB drive. That will create a copy on the pen drive. What we need to do now is go back to this PC and then right click on the pen drive again and eject. Now plug the USB back in. This is again the location of the 2.6 and 5.2. This is again the location of the 8.2 and the 9.5 kWh battery. At this stage you can put the panel back on and make sure all the bolts are secured using the Allen key. Turn the battery back on again using the on-off button. The status light will flash. It will alternate between red and green. It should only take several seconds, and then the battery will come back online. The status light should go green. Now turn the DC isolation switch back on again to give it grid power. And that's it, we are done. Please allow several minutes for the battery or inverter, whichever you've just updated, to reconnect to the GivEnergy systems. So again, give it a few minutes to make sure it comes back online before you then think, something's not gone right. If you have any problems with this, then I would suggest the first step is to repeat the process. The step after that, if this has not worked for you, is to contact GivEnergy support direct and ask for their advice. So we are done here. Thank you ever so much for watching. Any questions, please put in the comments. And if you're looking for any other videos regarding manual update process, they will be in the description below. So thanks for watching again, and I'll see you soon.